So today I'm going to be reviewing Binge by Tyler Oakley as well as Snervous, which is his documentary. I am equipped with my Tyler Oakley slumber party, which should actually be called sleepover because sleepover makes more sense than slumber party, t-shirt. Yeah. And before I start, I just wanted to say this is going to have lots of spoilers, so if you haven't read the book or watched the documentary, you shouldn't watch this unless you want to be spoiled, which I don't know why you'd want to be spoiled, but yeah. So leave if you don't want to be spoiled because I'm going to start talking about spoilers right now. So first I'd like to say that I read Binge a couple weeks ago and I was like, hey, I'd like to review this, and of course I watched Snervous as well, and I was like, well, these work very well together. Now you don't need to watch or read them as a pair, but I do recommend it because it really, I guess, enhances the overall experience and it helps you get to know Tyler better. In a sense. You get to see this whole new side of Tyler, which is one of the main reasons why I really did enjoy his book as well as the documentary. I've been watching Tyler for a couple years now, and of course, when he announced that he had a book, I was like, of course, he's a popular YouTuber. Of course he has a book coming out. But besides all that YouTuber book controversy, I don't really care that much about that. You know, if I like the creator and their content enough to support them and buy their book because I'm actually interested in what they have to say in the book, then that's my business. If you don't like it, that's your own opinion. Everyone has opinions. It's art. Subjective. Woohoo. Subjective or objective? No, subjective. Objective. I don't know. I don't remember. Where's my brain? Who knows? But yeah, so overall, I'd give just Binge on its own 4 out of 5 stars. But with the documentary as a sort of enhancer, I'd give it 5, I think. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the star rating system, but I guess that's kind of where I'd place it. So the overall experience of reading Binge was great because I felt like it was a really easy read because it read like he was speaking to you. It read like his videos, and I really enjoyed that because, you know, like I said, it made it a very easy read and it made it enjoyable, and it also really made it Tyler. And because it was really in his voice, I could picture him saying this, and it made it just a little bit more real. Now going into Binge, I didn't expect it to be as personal as it actually was. First of all, in the very first chapter we find out that Tyler's legal name isn't actually Tyler Oakley, which is fine. People go by aliases all the time, and Tyler Oakley is still his name and what he prefers to go by, but it was really interesting to see that, and it's like, oh, there's this huge part of his life that we didn't know about. And there were so many things in Binge that were so new and shocking in ways. In that one chapter when Tyler touched upon his own abuse in a relationship, I was just shocked. I remember reading it in math class and being like, oh my god, I had no idea this happened. That's awful. The thing about Tyler and how he told us his experiences in this book, he didn't just leave it at that. He really took his experience and made it into advice for others, and I thought that was great. He went quite deep at some points, and Tyler's quite an intelligent guy. I feel like people forget about that because he makes videos like the chicken nugget challenge, which are hilarious, but you know, you're just eating a bunch of chicken nuggets and barfing after. But Tyler's so insightful, and I really liked to see more of the side of him in this book, and he did such a great job. You know, this book was funny, and it was heartbreaking at times, and it was just very Tyler. And for someone like myself who wasn't sure how this book was going to be, I was very pleasantly surprised. And I'm really happy for Tyler actually, because I think he did a very good job of this book. Again, a first impression before Binge, I was wondering why it was actually called Binge. And when Tyler gave his little explanation, his little spiel of kind of like, life's too short, fuck it, do what you want, it really empowered me, and I thought that was great. And I don't know, this is probably pretty rambly, but I really did enjoy this book, and I'm proud of Tyler, and I feel happy that Tyler has felt comfortable enough to be able to share these really personal things with his viewers and with the world, really. And it's very cool to see how much of an impact a YouTuber has, you know. So yeah, overall Binge, really enjoyed it, thought it had a great insight on Tyler. And now let's go into Snervous and how it kind of enhances the experience that you'd have with Binge, as well as what my thoughts were about Snervous. So at the beginning, when I heard that Tyler had a documentary out, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Never really heard of someone doing that. I'll check it out. I'll watch it. So when it came out on Netflix, I was like, well, here's my opportunity. I didn't buy it on iTunes or anything when it actually came out, so I'll watch this. And at the time, I actually was reading Binge, so I was like, well, let's do this. Let's Tyler Oakley it up. And I really enjoyed Snervous. First of all, I was technically in Snervous because Snervous followed a year in his life, and that year happened to be 2015. And that year he did a slumber party tour around the world, and he went to one stop in Canada, and it happened to be Vancouver, and I live in that area, so I went to go see him, hence the t-shirt. And at each event, Tyler does these little vines where he goes, so I'm here and wherever, and then he goes to the audience cheering. And they didn't show one for every city, but they showed the Vancouver one, and I was in that vine because I had relatively good seats, so I was visible in the vine. And I remember pausing it and being like, Mom, I'm in Tyler Oakley's documentary? Like, and she was like, that's great. And I was like, yeah, it's great. I'm technically in a cool documentary on Netflix. Mom. Yeah, so that was my reaction to that, first of all. But Snervous was a lot more honest than I expected it to be. There was a lot more stuff that wasn't edited out that I thought would be. Now, there are times where YouTubers are treated like celebrities, which was very notable when Tyler went to a couple events and there were all these viewers everywhere just kind of storming them, I guess. It was almost like a more tame One Direction sort of experience, which is weird for a YouTuber because they're really a person like you and I. They aren't really equipped, I guess, for lack of a better word, to handle these One Direction-like experiences. And to see Tyler go through that, and then to see his thoughts and his feelings and his opinions on that afterwards was really interesting. Again, it gave a whole new side to Tyler that I thought was great. And like I said, Snervous overall was really quite enjoyable, really honest, really interesting, and I really, really enjoyed it. But Snervous and Binge together, especially because I decided to watch Snervous while I was in the middle of reading Binge, it was a very interesting experience to have. And I feel like if people have read Binge or have just watched Snervous and want to do either or, maybe you should read Binge again while you're watching Snervous, or watch Snervous again while picking up Binge. Because if you like Tyler Oakley, like I said, it's new insight, gives you a new side to him, gives you more information about him, I guess, and it's honest. And that's one of the things that we really want to see with YouTube personalities, is we want to see honesty. Because YouTube is kind of like having a one-way relationship with someone. Yeah, the viewer relates and really loves the content and really sees themselves in the creator, but the creator doesn't know the viewer. And maybe they can see that this relatability is in a whole mass of viewers, but they don't know that viewer personally. As well as the fact that the viewer doesn't see everything about the creator. And yeah, we didn't see everything about Tyler in Binge or in Snervous, but we got to see a lot more than we usually did, and that makes me sound like a stalker, like some weirdo, but I just thought it was really interesting, basically. As someone who watches Tyler's videos, it was really interesting. It's pretty much my opinion. It was very interesting. Now, I would definitely recommend checking both of these things out if you are a viewer who for some reason hasn't read Binge or watched Snervous and decided to watch this whole video. I don't know why. It's kind of a waste of time, I guess. But, you know, keep watching because I'm cool. I'm not. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. This was really rambly, I realize, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and my feelings and my opinions, and I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like if you did. There are links down below that I recommend you should check out. Check out Tyler Oakley if you haven't already. And if you want to see more content from me, you can subscribe down below, and I'll have another video up really soon, so I'll see you in my next one. Bye!